All right, guys, time to lock in. We got legs, and we are going to be doing stuff for your lumbar. So we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna try to hit some good lifts. Start off probably with a back movement, hip hinge movement rather, and move into some squat. Do my adductors and abductors, hamstring curl, leg extension, calf raise, and some forearms. Gotta hit my pre-workout, my creatine, and take off. And then after that, post-test interview, like always. I'm gonna try to leave some of the muscle groups that I'm working in the video. So like as you guys are going along with me and as I'm commentating, you guys can see what muscles you should really be focusing on. So that way it can give you a picture of what you can be setting your mind on, so to speak, when you're doing your lifts. Also, I keep forgetting to say this, but if you guys have any questions regarding fitness or supplements that you should be taking, what you should be looking for inside the ingredient list, and like what helps with what, let me know. Let me know, because I can recommend some stuff. There's certain pre-workouts that help with certain different aspects of your lift. Like for me personally, I like a tingle. So I get, that kind of sounds weird. I get a pre-workout that helps me lock in and get that tingle. Some people don't like that, some people do. And there are some pre-workouts that are more focused toward like longer duration. You'll see like a hydration thing in there, and that's something that you could potentially look at taking throughout your workout. A little like, taking during your workout, maybe like a little bit before. Like obviously it's gonna be like an intra workout fluid kind of deal. So any questions, just let me know. Taking out these scoops reminds me I need to get more, but cheers, my friends. Also, another random side note, if you guys have any questions about nutrition, let your boy know, because I definitely have some recipes in my bag and heavily focus on protein, trying to cut out as much of the calories that come from certain macros that you realistically should be cutting back on. And I know the fried rice might not look like it, but it's really packed with protein. I did all the math and everything and added up all the calories and all the grams of protein and all that. So let your boy know if y'all need help, meal prepping, nutrition advice. I can kind of give like a general tip for people that are seeking nutritional advice, because I haven't taken my nutrition course yet through NSAM. I'm gonna have to do that sometime soon, but definitely I can give some general nutrition advice. And for somebody that's been doing like messing with nutrition and certain meal preps, I can definitely help y'all out with that. So, all right, moving into the first movement, we got these kind of, I guess you can call them back extensions, seated back extensions. So started off the day with these because your boy's back was not feeling good, and I kind of just wanted to get a nice little stretch out of it, weighted stretches. In future videos, I'm going to show you guys me building back up to a deadlift, because I've been working on some stuff, but stay tuned. Your boy's definitely going to show you how to build back up to a deadlift. Also, I want to reiterate this, as I've done in previous videos. Please, please, please make sure you guys control your tempo. I cannot stress it enough. It is super important for you to control your tempo because it helps you track the actual progress that you're making at the gym. If you mess up your tempo and kind of get out of the rhythm, you can increase fatigue and it's going to be harder to track that progress. Whereas if you were consistently controlling your tempo, then it's easier to track because it's consistent. Enough of that yap though. This is the second movement that I get into, a seated leg press, which is really gonna be good for your quads. It's pretty much just a squat, but you're sitting down. If I were to put it in layman's terms, you're gonna be hitting your quads, your hamstrings, and this is a good movement if you want a more stable exercise or you can't really hit a certain range of motion with a regular like barbell squat or Smith machine squat without compensation. Quick little side note, you can notice my feet are kind of at the bottom of the pad there and my heels kind of come up at the bottom of the movement. I did this to kind of really focus more on my quads, and my range of motion is kind of lacking at the bottom area there. As you can see, my heels do come up, and that is a compensation. Now, I will say it is okay for your heels to come up a little bit. Work with your range of motion. Don't try to force anything. However, under heavier load and improper technique, you could risk getting injured. So I do not recommend it. I would recommend getting the movement down pat and building your way up. But also make sure you guys are working on your range of motion because it can help prevent injury, and it also helps with just day-to-day movements because currently I am suffering from those consequences. Trying to recover from an injured back and shorten range of motion for my squat. That's some of the things that I really need to work on, but I'm going to bring you guys through it. That's what we're doing. Here we are working on the hip adductors, working on those inner thigh muscles. And I'll put up a picture so that you guys can see as I've been doing for the past exercises. But moving into this exercise is kind of self-explanatory. It's pretty much just a chest fly, but for your legs. And as usual, we were hitting back to back. So we were doing the adductors and then abductors. These are the abductors portion. And these are going to be good for your outer thigh and the smaller glute muscles as well. Also helps with stabilizing your trunk. All right, moving into straight leg standing calf raises. These are going to be good for your gastrocnemius. if you are looking to build bigger calves, you want to do straight leg standing calf raises, which help with building that gastrocnemius rather than the soleus. If you prefer the seated variation of a calf raise, make sure you are doing a straight leg seated calf raise rather than the one that the pad kind of rests on your knees and your knee is bent. Not gonna lie, kind of a dog water session. I just don't feel good, bro. Straight up. I think it's because I've been slacking on my sleep and I haven't been eating as much, so definitely plays a factor in my performance. Just cook, bro. Anyways, we're gonna get into some posing. All right, guys. Even though we're not having the greatest of days, some silver lining is that your boys' forearms feel kind of good. But hopefully my day will get a little better. I'm about to take a nap because I'm spent, bro. I've been pretty heavily taxed, like physically taxed. But it's okay. The Lord provides, the Lord strengthens. So we're going to get on with it. All right, guys. Post session interview. Probably not going record when I get home because your boy's tired. I'm gonna definitely hit a nap after I get some food in my system. But I gotta be honest, this is one of those days where I kind of just went through the motions. And now, granted, going through the motions is gonna be infinitely times better than just not going to the gym. But I could have taken steps to definitely prevent me just kind of half baking my session. I was just cooking myself. I definitely needed more sleep. I definitely needed nutrition. I definitely could have ate at least some carbs before I went to the gym. Some like simple carbs that will take effect in my body and be able to be used for energy within the hour. And I definitely could have done that. I didn't do that. And I am reaping what I sow. Shout out Paul from the Bible. This is what I get. Now, obviously, nobody's perfect. We're gonna have our off days, but the important part is that you have better on days and more on days than you do off days because you'd be like leaving gains on the table, and that's currently what I did. I'm pretty disappointed, honestly. I really felt like I could get more out of the session, but I honestly, like, as I was moving the weight, it felt heavy, obviously, because you want to push yourself, but like, this is weight that I can normally crush. And, all the factors that played into my performance kind of just. So, take my advice. Sorry if I'm a little Debbie Downer right now. Hopefully, my day gets better. But, anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys have a great day, honestly. But I love y'all. Jesus loves y'all. This was going to be a short video, I hope. Don't quote me. But we're going to definitely keep the ball rolling. I'm going to maybe record some newbies intro to the gym, and I'll make like a workout plan, and I'll walk y'all through step by step for each day. So we're going to see how that goes. If I can get some decent traction on it and know that it's a worthy investment of my time, then we'll do it. Anyways, I'm going to get off my sidetracks and my tangents. Like I said, I love y'all. Jesus loves y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next video.